It all started in March of 1974, when a man named Horselover Fat was struck by a strange vision. A beam of pink light shot into his mind, filling him with knowledge he couldn't explain. Fat believed it wasn't just a hallucination, it was something divine. He named it Zebra, and to him, Zebra was a living force hidden behind the world, showing him the truth that most people never saw. Fat wasn't just anyone. He was, in fact, another side of the famous writer Philip K. Dick. After the suicide of his close friend Gloria, Fat's mind began to fracture, and Dick started writing about him as if he were a separate person. But in truth, Fat and Dick were two halves of the same man. Fat's visions pulled others in. Kevin, David, and Phil, Dick himself, though he often referred to himself in the third person, became part of a small group that tried to understand what was happening. They called themselves the Ripidon Society. Together, they searched for answers about Zebra, about reality, and about a strange feeling that something huge was watching over humanity. One of their strangest ideas was that an alien satellite was orbiting Earth, helping guide history from the shadows. They even believed it had played a part in revealing the Watergate scandal and bringing down President Richard Nixon. Fat began calling this mysterious force VALIS, and he believed it had been reaching out to people for years. Then something unexpected happened. Kevin found a strange film called VALIS. As they watched it together, the group realized that the movie seemed to be telling their story. It showed events just like Fat's visions, time folding in on itself, messages from beyond, and a Nixon-like dictator named Ferris F. Fremont being defeated by a satellite named VALIS. The film, they later learned, was based on an unpublished novel by Dick himself, Radio Free Albemuth. Driven by curiosity and awe, the group decided to find the filmmakers. Their search led them to a remote estate owned by Eric Lampton, a well-known musician, and his wife, Linda. There they met their daughter, Sophia. Sophia was only 2 years old, but she was no ordinary child. The moment the group met her, they felt something powerful and sacred. They began to believe she was the rebirth of Pistis Sophia, holy wisdom, a being from ancient Gnostic belief. Sophia spoke with a wisdom far beyond her years. She confirmed their theories about Zebra and VALIS, healed the split between Phil and Fat, and told them something they hadn't expected. Humanity, not gods, was what deserved worship. But joy turned to tragedy far too quickly. Just 2 days later, Sophia was killed in a laser accident. Brent Minnie had caused it. Whether by mistake or something darker, no one could say. Her death shattered the group. But for Fat, it also brought clarity. He felt reborn. He believed Sophia would return again, somewhere, someday, and so he set out on a new journey to find her. Still, not everything in the story is certain. Dick, ever the skeptic of his own experiences, wondered if the visions were real. Maybe they were just symptoms of mental illness or the after effects of drugs and grief. Maybe Zebra was only a name for the mind's need to make sense of chaos. He left the question unanswered, as if asking us to decide for ourselves.